welcome back to my channel. I'm running it back with another Pikliz video. Last time I uploaded a Pikliz video was a few years back. So starting off with our ingredients, the star of the show, which is the cabbage. I use a smaller cabbage, carrots, chicken Maggie cube, vinegar. We have our onion powder as well as our garlic powder. And of course, we cannot forget our yellow onion. I only use one for this recipe. 2 limes. Those limes have a gorgeous color. I like how bright they are. Of course, habanero pepper. And this is what adds that kick, that spice to your Pikliz. And of course, we cannot forget our bell peppers. I did use 3 different color bell peppers just to, bring out the bright colors in the Pikliz. I'm telling you, you won't regret making this dish. You're gonna love it. Okay, can't forget to also wash our bell peppers and everything prior to cutting them. So I am gonna start off by cutting my bell pepper in half, and the reason being is because we want to get rid of the seeds, get rid of all that stuff that's going on in the inside of the bell peppers. And I'm gonna do this with all 3 of them. I also didn't want to forget to mention that I did end up using only half of each of the bell peppers. After eyeing, everything like the size of the cabbage, I thought, you know what, with the way groceries are priced, I could just go ahead and use half. I'm just joking. But I only ended up using half of the bell peppers for, all 3. So this is me just showing you how I clean the insides of the bell pepper. We don't want to end up, biting into any seeds or anything as far as when it comes to the bell peppers. Go ahead and I cut it in another half just to make sure that I get all of that, and I'm making sure I'm going slow, showing you how I get rid of them. Next, we're going to be sure to cut or slice our bell peppers. I'd rather use the term slice. Slice our bell peppers thin. You want thinly sliced bell peppers. And there are 2 ways you can cut them. I thought to show you close up, that this is how I cut them, just to ensure, or slice them, just to ensure that they're thinly sliced. This is just how I was taught to cut them when it comes to Pikliz. Very simple, just take your time. And I prefer using gloves when I'm making this type of dish. Reason being is it's a lot of contact. Of course, when you're cooking, you're making contact with your food, but because we're always touching things, and we have all things going on with our hands when we're touching objects and the counter and the refrigerator, it's always best to just use your gloves and change them out. It's okay with using them. That's my preference. If you choose not to, that's absolutely okay. I'm just showing you how I prefer to cook when it comes to certain dishes. So it's always good to observe, how you sliced your bell peppers. You can always go back if you see any extra, of the pieces that we want to get rid of in the bell peppers. You can always go back and get rid of it. It's no big deal. So I just made sure to try to show you how I slice each of the bell peppers. This is me cleaning some, excessive, we call it bell pepper meat. I don't know the proper term, but we just want to get rid of it, and I'm thinly slicing this. Take your time and make sure you watch your hands as well. I don't want anybody cutting themselves or anything, especially if you're new to the kitchen and you're just trying to learn how to make different dishes, from other cultures, or American dishes. It doesn't matter. I'm trying my best to show you how to cook. I'm telling you, you'll love this. If you're a person that you're not accustomed to cooking and you're trying to get back into it, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Go ahead, talk to me, ask me some questions. I'm here for you. I really want to make this channel not only a cooking channel, but vlogging, experiences, everything. That's why it's called Farah Bijoux Lifestyle. I just want to show you my lifestyle, and cooking is a big part of my lifestyle. I love it. So hopefully we can connect. I can show you, some of the recipes I've learned from my family members, especially my mom. I really want to get into cooking more, traditional Haitian meals and everything. So I just want you to join me on this journey. So as you can see, I'm removing the seeds again. just making sure everything is clean. And I was like, oh, this looks cool, but didn't end up needing it. So I got rid of it and continued slicing it. So this is the outcome of all 3 bell peppers thinly sliced. Don't they look beautiful? Look at those colors. And it's always okay to go back if you see that there's one that's a little bit bigger and you just want to, make it a little bit more thinner, then you're okay to do that. Or if you want to cut it in half because the piece is too long, you can do that. Remember, cooking should be a learning experience, especially if you're not a pro and you're just trying to, try things out. It's okay to make mistakes as long as you learn from them and you just, perfect your craft. So next we have the star of the show, of course, the cabbage. The outer piece you usually don't need, so this is me almost dropping the doggone cabbage, but I got rid of the outer layer. Of course, we could just go ahead and toss that because we won't be needing it. Be sure to always be mindful of your fingers, especially when you're using larger knives. But as you can see, I cut the cabbage in half, right? We're going to cut it in half. And then next, I'm going to cut it in half again. So basically, we're cutting our cabbage in fourths. And then you see on the bottom of the cabbage, you're going to see like the bottom part is a little bit hard. So we're just going to go ahead and cut that piece out because it's just a little bit too hard. Cabbage overall is hard, but it's just best to get that little core piece out. Just cut it out. And next, after we do that, we're going to be sure to start the cutting process. There are 2 ways you can cut it. You can cut it in the upward position, as you see I'm doing here, or you can, place it on the cutting board and just cut it that way as well. This, I'm not gonna lie to you, this does take a little arm motion, a little arm action, because I felt like I was getting a little workout in, but I had to keep going. That's part of cooking, sometimes you're gonna feel as if you in the gym and you working out. So that was, basically me showing you both ways of cutting your cabbage, whatever you feel comfortable with. And I also showed you how thinly sliced the cabbage was and how it comes out. We don't want to be cutting into big chunks or big pieces, so it's always best to take your time whenever you're cutting the cabbage. Just perfect your cutting techniques. It won't hurt, and just continue the process until you're done. And as you go along, you can go ahead and get a bowl, place the bowl next to you so all your sliced cabbage can go in there. All right, so now that we're done with the cabbage, look at how amazing that looks. We're gonna move on to our onion. Cut the onion in half. I already kind of got a little head start. Sorry I didn't get that on camera, but just cut it in half. And we want to thinly slice this as well. Remember, all of our ingredients, we're gonna make sure that it's no chunky pieces or anything. This is supposed to be a really light side dish in a sense. Some people use it as they just eat it like that, or they'll eat it with some guyo, which is fried pork. They'll have it with some type of protein. Some people will mix it with their rice. So we don't want any, chunky pieces. It's supposed to be light, a little spiciness to it. Some people have different spice levels. So however you want to eat your Pikliz, there are various ways that you can eat it. You can pair it with other, meats or rice or however you want it. People are getting real creative without how they eat this dish. So let me know in the comment section, how do you usually eat your pickles, if you've had any before, or if you do try this dish, what do you see yourself trying it with? As you could see, I'm showing you how I am, basically handling this onion. This was the hardest part because it brought a lot of tears. Oh, but I'm being extra. But with onions, I sometimes I have to wear my glasses because I'm like, this is too much. So moving on to the carrots, as you could see, I did cut the top off, and then I'm gonna make sure I get the outside of the, take off, basically shave the carrots. Shave the carrots. And however, the good thing with this is you can kind of change it up, if that makes sense. If you're more of a spicy person, you enjoy spicier meals, you can add, instead of 2 habanero peppers, you can add 3. If you're not really, too tolerant when it comes to spices, instead of using 2 habanero peppers, you can use 1, or you can use half. It's all based on your preference. You can play around with it. Maybe my ingredients, you might not follow it step by step. You might be like, I'm not too much of a carrot person, I'll just add a little bit of carrots. You get what I'm saying? You could kind of mix it up. As long as it's to your liking. You can see that I am grating the carrots. Same thing with all the other ingredients. We just want to make sure everything is coming out looking nice, looking good. So after that, I'm going to take my cabbage that's in a bowl, get my carrots, dump the carrots in there, dump the bell peppers in there. Now we're about to get things rolling, okay? You made it this far. You got this. Add the onions, and then with your hands, you're just going to give everything a real good mix, okay? We want to make sure everything is just in there. It's just right. It's just good. Look at those vibrant colors. Very simple step. Okay. Now, as you could see, I did go ahead and get a larger pan to place my pickles in, because when I needed to add the other ingredients, because we're not done yet, I noticed that I needed a little bit more space. So if you're making a large amount for more people, it's best to make sure you have enough room so that you can add your other ingredients. So we are moving to the spicy part, the habanero peppers. I already, chopped up the other habanero pepper. I did use 2. Don't forget that all of my measurements are going to be in the description box. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. All right, now that we have those habaneros chopped up, we're going to add it to the pickles, okay? Be sure that you're careful because this is pretty hot. The seeds are pretty hot. So you just want to be aware that you don't rub your eyes or anything. This is also about safety, because I don't want you coming back saying, why didn't you warn me? Some people don't know. So I'm just letting you know. This is an optional ingredient. You don't have to add the chicken Maggie cube to it. Some people don't eat Maggie, so it's completely okay. This is just like the extra step to, bring the dish to another level, if that makes sense. Like, oh, what's that? It tastes really good. It's not overpowering or anything. Some people have a preference to not eat it. I didn't want to forget to mention that it's best that after all the ingredients have been added and you mixed everything well, to let the pickles sit 6 to 12 hours or overnight, so that way everything can be absorbed. This is 1 tablespoon of onion powder that I used. And then I wanted to show you how I squeeze my lime. Some people put it the opposite way, the lime that is, but it's best to position it how I did so you can get all the juices. Be sure to collect the juices in a measuring cup or any cup that you have available, then, be sure to pour it evenly over the Pikliz. And then we're going to be sure to add about a half a cup of vinegar. Like I said, everything that's been afterwards that has been added, all the ingredients have been added, be sure to let it sit. Don't just eat it right away, because you want to make sure everything is soaked up. It's, well seasoned. All the ingredients have been sitting and marinating and everything. That's the best results. After that, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of salt. This is not overpowering at all. It's not salty or anything. It has a really good balance. And as you see a pattern that I mix after, I toss everything afterwards. And that was 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, I believe, that I used as well. Like I said, everything is in the description box. Let it sit for 6 to 12 hours or overnight. That is the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.